So what do you do on a Sunday morning in Jersey when you're part of the BMW CCA? You go to the Cars and Coffee. And we got them today. Well, the best part about the CCA shows is that they're well organized. And you get some of the better cars, you get some of the collector cars. But you also get a lot of the newer late edition models too. So you can see everything from 46s to 30s to 36s. You get them all here, especially here at the Jersey Cars and Coffee. This is one of the more popular Cars and Coffees. Well attended. You get all kinds of cars here too, not just BMWs. Why don't we take a look and see what's around today? Let's start off with the 30s. A lot of the 30s here in Jersey. Registered last in 2012. Look at that. One thing that impresses me, let me get the stiffening bar here. One thing that impresses me is that these engines were kind of easy to get at in some cases. All right, so we moved from the 30s. Let's take a look at this classic 202. He's got this one looking good.
So it's about 165 horsepower. I have shield seats that I got out of a 70s car that really go with this car.
And here's the story. They always have a story. They always have a story.
Yeah, it didn't happen by accident. Let me tell you, a lot of work. And even the other car I'm working on now, you know, I had the whole drivetrain.
It's this guy.
Sitting there waiting to go up into the car. So I've been working on all the other cars. Yeah, I'm working on an orange one right now.
That's what people do. They like to talk about
See,
their cars. He's
like
put a
this
lot
is
of
a
time
car
into
shell
this one.
strip.
Yeah.
I just finished. I didn't paint it, but I had the body shop that did this car, painted this car. And now this is all ready to be put back together now. Now the front.
Listen, good. It's a nice, very nice. He's the real deal. This is the real deal guy.
There was a wiring on it, which I didn't want to pull through the firewall, but I taped it all up, bundled it, and that's about it. But everything else is out of this car. This car was hard to do because of the sun. But I took all these pieces out and polished them. It's starting to get dull now. When you get one of these cars to the factory, it's all dull a little. I took all these pieces out and polished them on a buffing wheel so they were like a mirror. So those are like the little things you can do to really.
Little things. See, it's the details,
Very
like
easy.
these
Yeah, I had
metal
3
pieces
main
that he
sources.
polished.
We got one in Germany, Wallison next. We did Violin Engineering and One Tech. One Tech is good for any BMW. He's like my go-to guy for most things. I'll go to him first. But I got everything, a lot of stuff from Germany. I got the whole front nose, 2 fenders, a rear quarter, and a lot of. You got to shop all 3 of the fizzy. one has what the other ones don't. And even on the forum I go on, I got this little ID plate
Yeah,
from a
that's
guy on
nice.
the forum in Canada that reproduces them and stamps your number into it. The number on these cars is stamped here. You also want it on the plate right here too.
That's awesome.
So when you do a restoration, if you really want it to be thorough,
Yeah.
and I'm even looking for these screws because these were zinc chromate screws. I couldn't find them. I got to get, I'm always like looking at things, trying
So
to
detail stuff.
weak build stuff.
Yeah.
See that shift knob? I bought that at Alpina in 1984. The year I got
speaks,
married.
we
I was on
listen.
my honeymoon and I was at Alpina with my wife.
At that factory?
Yeah. I took a tour of the factory and I went to the gift shop and I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought a striping kit. I bought that. I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. I was like 31 years old. I'm
You're a
70
CCA
now,
member?
doing it.
40
I've been in the,
45
BMW
years?
New Jersey chapter.
My goodness.
1977.
Wow.
I have a 45-year badge on my grill. That I've been in the club.
Yeah, I want to go to the headquarters. It's pretty good.
Were you down this year at
I didn't go to the.
you mind if I record?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Were you at the this year? Did you go down
I didn't
to
go
MIX?
this year, but I went down a couple of years ago to High Point, North Carolina, to the vintage.
Tar Heel.
You're talking about the vintage. Yeah, it's a great event because that's where you get to see all the old BMWs, the old classics. It's mostly before 1977, but you do have some later cars. But I love it because you got 3.0 CSs, Bavarias, a lot of 2002s, and there's actually a 2002 fest out in Arkansas every May. I'm planning on going to that with my one of
Put
these
it on
cars.
a trailer.
I have an orange one that I'm working on now. This car I did about almost 10 years ago.
Where'd you find this?
I found
The
it on
original.
my forum. The 2002 FAQ forum is a great resource if you like 2002s. And I found a guy in Michigan that had this fairly rust-free car, and I bought it from him along with a parts car. And along the way,
With the parts car. Oh, okay.
the parts car didn't have much in it except the good drivetrain, which I didn't use anyway. I still have it all sitting in my shop. But I have a lot of spares for these cars. I haven't owned one.
You own a shop and you fabricate.
Well, I'm in the candy business. I have a chocolate factory on Staten Island. And I've traveled to Germany a lot. In fact, that's how I got introduced to 2002s. In 1969, my dad had a mechanic come over with a new molding line we bought out of Hamburg, Germany, and he brought with him his 1969 2002. His name was Uwe Drager, and at the time I had an MGB. And I was looking at this car. I didn't know really what it was, but he was a great mechanic, and I thought to myself, if this guy owns this car, there must be something special about it.
Well, we didn't see too many 2002s. We saw like an occasional, 2800, back in the day. Because I remember as a
Back
kid,
in the
I
day,
saw
this was a popular car. There was only three
not
models.
too many that I got to see.
There was only 3 models from BMW back then versus the 60 or so that they have today.
Right,
You could either buy a 2002, a Bavaria, or a 3.0 CS. And they had various permutations of all those 3 models. In the United States, they sold a 1600 and a 2002 in 1968. This car was built from 66 to 76, and the body shell was virtually unchanged except for the round versus square taillights and a little different treatment on the grills. But it's basically the same car, all the parts interchanged across the 10 years, most of them. And you could really do a lot with them. They were really BMW's first car to put them on the map here in the United States. Mm-hmm. Up until this, they were really floundering. The Quant family came to their rescue, I think, in around the early 60s, and they came out with the new class in 1962, which looks like a 2002 on steroids. It's got 4 doors. It was a little bit smaller than a Bavaria, but it was really the precursor.
I read
to
about
this
them
car.
in the books.
Yeah, it was called the new class.
One of the Jackie Jure books.
Yeah, and they were built from 62 to 72. And they're really nice cars. I mean, there's few of them around the club. I knew a couple of guys in the club. I don't know if Ben's around anymore, but he had a beautiful 1800. I actually had one.
1800.
I had a 1965 1800.
I never seen it. Never seen it.
If I search through my pictures, I'll find one in my backyard, a black and white.
I never saw one.
I bought that
I can
in
look that up.
1970, and it needed everything. But I figured I could fix it because I had already cut my teeth on Volkswagen engines and stuff. My 62 Chevy. But it was a whole different animal, I found out. Trying to rebuild a cylinder head on a BMW is nothing like trying to
rebuild a cylinder head.
Yeah, I tried. I got the valves out of it. I got the compression frame from the dealer because you got to press down all the rock ROMs and push down all it to get the cam out of the head. Yeah, I knew how to do it, but you need special tools. But then I said, you know what, I got to bring this to a specialist, and I brought the cylinder head.
It's that rare. Like
Well-
you can't even find a replacement or a donor
Well,
anywhere
back
to
in the
get it.
1970s, you were pretty much on your own. You
Yeah.
didn't have the internet or resources or parts
Right,
places
right.
you'd go to. So you were out. You really had to be a dedicated car guy to own one of these cars then. And most Americans who were used to American cars would become quickly frustrated by
Well,
it.
you used to be able to go to the local parts store, but
Yeah, and I found my way around. I went to import car parts stores, and I knew enough other people in the club, and you develop a network. Today, it's like duck soup. You can get every
Right, I
this
know,
car.
everybody- right.
The forum has been going since 2005, and everything you ever wanted to know about these cars is posted there. So there's a world of
sources,
information.
people where you can source,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I overheard you talking about, looking for original parts and original sources, and that you had a couple of contacts.
Well, I got
that
new glass
that you
for the
stay in
orange car that
touch.
I'm building. I got new windshield.
The
new
shipping
rear.
and bringing it back over here, and
Germany.
the time lag is stressful.
It
The
is.
delays in time and the
Well,
exchange.
doing a car like this car took me about 2.5, 3 years to complete. The car I got now is taking me a year and a half so far to get it to the stage where I showed you the video with
Times
the
have
paint.
changed.
But I'm a little bit more busy. My back, I've had 6 back surgeries since
You've
I
got
did
your
this
own
car.
shop.
Yeah, I
got
actually
a
use
shop.
I use it for my chocolate stuff and fixing machinery. But it actually doubles really well as a car shop too.
Yeah, right.
So I really enjoy it.
Really?
And we got the newer cars mingling with the older cars. We've seen her before. N54 E30. Very, very creative. Very creative. Stuffed an an N54 in here. Yo. Yeah, this thing is the sleeper beast. Nicely done. Yeah, it's just an E30 till you see the N54 in there. Clown shoes. Tourings. He's got a Schnitzer badge. Uh-oh. What did he do? Spent a lot of money, that's what he did. Tucked in. Nice and tight. This is sweet, man. And of course, we look at the M3. You got it detailed. Got the 46 rims. 90s. Oh, excuse me. It's an E93. Nice and clean. It's one of my favorites. I love this thing. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. There he goes. He started his engine. It's a CS. He's got the CS hood. Golden 763s. Of course, the carbon fiber Okay, here's one we won't even waste our time. Roadster. Oh, this is an underrated, underappreciated car. Brooklyn Gray. He's got his MPAC sticker still on there. Good luck getting it off. Nice 36. New M3. Does this car look familiar? Revisiting Jaboy. Venturi intake, painted cover. It's got the carbon fiber replacement struts. Nice build. This is a very underrated car. Done beautifully. I like what he did with this. You can cruise the highway. You've got adaptive. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a little bit of the M world with it, and you get the street world. So he's got it dressed properly. He's got a dining cover.
I know my wife. I just cleaned it yesterday. My wife said, "You gotta clean the car, my car."
And the madness continues. Why, hello. Sometimes you just don't need words. Yep. Everybody loves their carbon fiber. Uh-oh. Can't drive it on the street. BBS's. Clown shoe.
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's like, okay.
He was buying a BBS valve from me. I don't know, it's probably so.
Oh, yeah.
He bought it from me, and then we started talking. Bro, we couldn't stop talking for like 2 hours. You're not going to get more. Yeah. But, what was it, the October 1st, right?
Yeah. It is the second to last weekend in October. Nice.
We roll out Thursday morning between 8 and 9 a.m. Straight shot.
It is October 20th to the 22nd.
20th and 22nd.
Yes.
20th?
Yep.
Thursday morning, Thursday's the 19th. 19th.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, the event is officially Friday.
But we come down Thursday night because you don't have anything at Friday morning.
With the white wheels. It's a nice livery, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow. Yeah. Cycle card.